Jennifer Benjamin, the Associate Director with the Philadelphia Child and Family Therapy Training Center. Welcome to our celebration of Kristie Hartzel's second nomination for the Marion Lindblad-Goldberg Award. Hey, Kristie. So glad that you're here.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that so much.
And we have with us today Micah White, the Behavioral Health Director. Hey, Micah.
Hello, everyone.
Her colleague, Rachel Fritz, Program Director. Rachel.
Hello.
And the Allentown Cohort Trainer, Jerome Williams. Hey, Jerome.
Hey.
Hi. So, Rachel, I'm going to come to you first. Why are you not surprised that Kristie's been nominated again by multiple staff?
Oh, I am not surprised. I am grateful for her support. Kristie just emulates the model and the drive of Marion, the commitment that she has to her teams, our company, and our program, and ESFT. I think she's extremely intelligent and extremely passionate about what she's doing, and the way she can join with families and staff, help those around her, and really break down the model so that the ecosystem and the eco map really just understand it. It's just, I learn a lot from Kristie anytime we're together, and I appreciate her support over the years. She's helped me grow individually, professionally, as a supervisor. So I am not surprised she is up here for the nomination again.
Wow. I mean, you're already speaking to how her commitment to her growth and development leads to you, wanting to look at what you're doing and not doing. That's amazing. How have you seen her use her leadership in the face of adversity?
Kristie works through adversity by leaning on her supports and gaining collaborative relationships with her teams and Micah and myself. She has no problem asking for help and being vulnerable. And I've clued in over the years that because she's so vulnerable, she can help people be vulnerable themselves, which we all know helps our growth and development. So it is just really cool to watch and observe.
Wow. Micah, I'm coming to you.
Yes.
Why are you not surprised that Kristie's been nominated?
This woman lives and breathes the model. She has been my go-to in many different cases as well. We can just sit down, talk shop about the model. And, I think primarily I see her use it not just to provide quality care to the families that we serve, but it truly is how we interact with people. And Kristie takes that on. She's thinking through that ESFT lens in every interaction that she has with any human being. I see it in how she treats her staff. I see it in how she speaks to her peers, how she speaks to myself. She is looking through a lens that is looking at people for who they are, but knowing that they also have a story. And I think that it again, she lives and breathes it. It's in everything that she does. So I am certainly not surprised that she got nominated again.
So what have you seen her do, right, from your perspective of being her boss, right? How have you seen her use her leadership in the face of adversity?
I think I've seen it primarily in just even her approach of she looks at adversity or difficult things as a challenge. Now, she obviously will take time to process through, and she will use people to try to process through. But she looks at it as a challenge, as something that can be worked through. She's already looking through the other side. And I think one of the greatest things that I hear Kristie say is, I'm drawing on my resources right now.
Mhm.
I'm calling on my resources right now to support me. She does not do it alone, and she actively is looking for ways that she doesn't have to do stuff alone. I've really seen her take and refer to her eco map so many different times of I'm working with my eco map here. I need to pull these pieces in. Let's come together, like let's come up with a solution or let's come up with an understanding of what's going on. Um, Again, she lives and breathes it, and I see that even in the face of adversity, she engages with this model as a way of then teaching myself, her peers, her staff, how do we work through adversity if we're going to be training our families to be trying to work through adversity?
Mhm. Mhm. Wow. So this commitment to like that she has to her growth and development, how does that inspire you and your own growth?
I think it helps me to recognize that we are always learning. It's something that Chrissy will often say, and we echo that as well. Of like we are always learning, and we never will have everything figured out. Um, but our growth and development is not done in a vacuum. It's not done in a silo. It is meant to be something that is done together. And we can always learn. We can learn from the newest staff member up to the most seasoned ESFT therapist, from the trainers, from the supervisors. But we are always learning. And I think that for myself, Kristie really promotes that kind of charge that we are always learning and that any person can be a resource to learn to grow and develop for ourselves.
Wow. Jerome, I'm coming to you. So, Jerome, why are you not surprised that Christie's been nominated again by multiple people?
Yeah, it was no shock to me because the model in and of itself is a relational model. And I think Christie really drives that home when it comes to developing relationships that are meaningful with her staff. And I hear her talk a lot about her growth and development, and it's always referencing how she can show up for her staff and with her staff. And it's a really beautiful thing. So she really holds on to the relational aspects of the model, and it shows in how she relates in supervision.
So, how have you seen her lead in the face of adversity?
So Christy has just this capability of being able to plug herself in to uncomfortable situations and navigate challenging dilemmas. From running two programs to stepping up to volunteer in breakout rooms. She just has this ability to put herself out there,
Mhm.
which I think trickles down to her staff members.
Mhm. So, how does her commitment to growth and development inform your commitment to your own growth and development?
Well, the word that comes to my mind is integrity. And I think being around Christy helps you, you know, be more engaged in deliberate practice, even when no one's watching, So thinking about not just the supervision or the training room, but also her ability to be vulnerable, right? And be able to take in different perspectives makes me think, how have I showed up in a vulnerable way? How have
Mhm.
I leaned into that with my staff? So she really helps out, especially with that vulnerability piece, and what honesty looks like in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, Christy, I'm coming to you now. So, what does it mean to be recognized as having the same passion and commitment as Dr. Marion Lindblad-Goldberg?
It's really speaking to the joining that I've been intentional with my staff. It also makes it just gives me a wonder of the impact that I'm having on these staff that then carry into in the field, giving services to families and clients. And my staff is very, very diligent on making sure that I have this recognition, just like I do for them. So makes me feel good that we're all on the same page and that we appreciate each other and the good that we all do within this model.
So, what does sustain and inspire you in this work? Because being a program director is not easy.
Correct. I think what sustains me is the knowledge that I bring a dedication and a motivation to continuously learn this model with the support of all the people in my life and others saying, hey, Kristie, let's look at it this way. Let's look at another way. And it's exactly what I do to my teams. And I'm just in awe. The confidence and competence that I continue to look inward and say to my teams, how are you feeling about your confidence and competence? And then how they're turning to their families and working the model. I think that continuing the growth and development, working the model is what is really helping me stay as a program director.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I still reflect on when you first became, a clinical supervisor, program director, and you had not done family-based before. And I was like, oh, you're a natural. You got this. You're like, what do I got? I don't even know what is happening. And I was like, it's Kristie, you're going to do great. Just stick it out. You're going to do great. And, here you are, right? Just, using your own strengths and your intuition in service of your staff and your families, and you're doing it. Yeah. So
I think also the vulnerability that I had in my learning. I was very vulnerable my first 2 years. Just being that vulnerable to say, okay, I don't know this model and I want to learn it because I want to be better than what I was before. And I think that the ESFT model is not only my job, it's also my life. So I work the model within my own family and how important the model is. And you can look at so many different angles to the model and how you can incorporate that into your own life, not only as a program director or supervisor, but also in other areas. I think it's very important.
Yeah. So what growth and development are you most proud of?
I'm proud of all my growth and development, to be honest with you. It's made me who I am today. Every year I try to stretch the boundaries and continue maybe with my growth and development, but then add on to it like I'm doing this year. And so it's not, oh, I'm working on this, but then, okay, now let's stretch it a little bit further. How does that play a role then in something bigger, something relationally or contextually? Like, how do we keep moving forward in that growth and development? And I think I'm proud of all my growth and development within this model. Yeah.
So Macy, I'm going to come to you next. You nominated Kristie. This is her second year being nominated for this award. Can you share with us what led to you nominating Kristie for this?
I heard of this award for the first time this year, and when it was mentioned and the things that it goes over and what it's all about, the first person who came to mind was Kristie, honestly. So it was a no-brainer that I was going to nominate her for this award.
So what have you seen Kristie do in the face of adversity that led you to connecting those characteristics of Dr. Marion Lindblad-Goldberg to her?
I think when problems come up for the team during supervision, Christy's always leaning into our strengths and using those to have us find our own solution. And I see her using that for herself as well, and just really having us use our own strengths and leaning into the model and how can we use these tools to find the solution to the adversity. And I think that's a big reason why I nominated her.
Yeah. So how has Christie's dedication to this work impacted your growth in the last year?
Okay. It really has had a huge impact, honestly. Christy is very knowledgeable, in the work itself, with how people interact with each other. She's very invested in the model, and she is always working to keep herself refreshed in the model. And as soon as she does that, we are the first to know during supervisions and whatnot, of what is new, what different things can we try, and just keeping us refreshed in the model as well. So for her growth and watching her grow, she makes sure to lean into her teams and see how can they develop personally and professionally as well. And it's something that really reflects through our supervisions.
Wow. Kristen Melendez, this is Christy Hartzel's second nomination. Why are you not surprised she's been nominated again?
I am absolutely not surprised because Christy goes above and beyond for her staff, for her coworkers, and for really anybody that's in her life. She will go above and beyond. She makes herself available. And whenever you come to her with something that you want to learn, she will put it in a way that you're going to learn, whether it be through parallel process. She knows the learning styles of her staff, and she hits all of them so that each and every one of us can be the best that we can be.
So Denitza Ortez Rivera, I'm going to come to you. Why are you not surprised that Christy was nominated again for this award?
I'm not surprised at all because from the beginning, Christy has shown how you can incorporate your own strengths, not only to provide a new perspective, but to promote for the team's growth and development. I think Christy does an amazing job being intentional during our supervisions, which help us be more intentional with our families, and not only with our families, but in our own life. And I think she has been a great support, not only for the team, but for everybody in our office.
Thank you, Denitza. Beth Ann Keller, I'm going to come to you. Why are you not surprised that Christy's been nominated again for this award?
I'm not surprised about her being nominated because she is very devoted to just providing so much to our staff and teaching and learning the model that this is just become second nature for her.
Oh. So Christy Taylor, why are you not surprised that Christy Hartzel has been nominated again for this award?
I'm not surprised at all. Honestly, in the past couple of years, Christy has given us all of our knowledge and tools, and she's constantly learning and growing to be able to help us learn and grow. So there's always something that she's trying to do different. That way we can bring something different to ourselves, supervision, our sessions. So it's definitely not a surprise to me.
Well, Christy, I'm so glad that we got to celebrate this with you. What a well-deserved nomination. And thank you all for hanging out with us and joining in on this celebration of Christy's nomination. So if you haven't already, I encourage you to check out the rest of her digital campaign across our socials, and we will be announcing the recipients June 1st at the Program Directors Meeting. So see y'all soon. Bye.